Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name is Mark, and this past week has been a hot one. But we did get quite a bit accomplished. So we've been working on our pond. If you've been following our channel, you'll know that we have had a pond for the last 15, well, almost 20 years actually. 19 years-ish. And it's been a water retention was the initial purpose because we flooded here. So last year it was dry. We didn't get a lot of rain. Over the winter we got very little snow, and we just didn't get our pond filling back up again. So it kind of turned into a muddy slough. So Tara looked around and threw it out on Facebook to find out if anybody knows anybody about how to install liners. And we got some feedback, and a guy came out from Ron's Pond who used to be used to own Titan Environmental, which does a lot of irrigation sloughs, golf courses. I think they even do fisheries, hatcheries, all kinds of that type of large irrigation ponds. We contacted LSL Rock Quarry, and they're just down the highway here, and they were able to donate some stone. Titan Environmental was able to donate these rolls of cutoffs for the liner. And what it is it's actually a very thick liner. So it's a high-density polyethylene. It's rough on one side and smooth on the other. So the rough side goes up, and it's about twice as thick as a credit card. So it's fairly rigid, yet it's fairly flexible. So this is the type of material here that we've been installing. The first step that Ron had to do was remove all of the organic material from the bottom of the pond. Now he did this so he could add the rock base that would be a drainage system that ran underneath the pond liner itself, and then install a shallow well for the drainage to occur. Now you can see in this image here the rock in between two layers of fabric, and that was the drainage system for the pond, or for the water underneath the pond. And then it was covered with fresh rock material that we had from our berm. Now this gave it the foundation that it needed, so it had proper drainage from underneath the pond, so that lifting wouldn't occur if flooding happened and water got under the pond. Here is the ledge or the bench that was then carved out so that the rock could sit on top of that and not fall into the pond. So that's the visible part that would be above the water line, just above the water line, giving it that nice rock look. Then what happened was we started putting in some sandbags. The girls started doing sandbags, and a pipe was added in so that drainage could occur as it always did in the past years. Water came from the back of the property and flowed into the pond, and then flowed out of the pond in a trench area that ran to the front highway.
kind of it'll stab in the machine. That's what I need you how you hold it.
All the way or just at the start?
Just like at the start.
Okay.
And as soon as you do about 3 of these, you're going to be...
Okay, your cord needs to go over, I think.
Cord's fine.
Oh, is it fine there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
For now.
Milk cord.
Mold the cord right into the liner.
Stab it in. See where it goes. Yep.
Okay, so this is like a sewing machine, but with heat.
Watch fingers.
So it's got a heat plate in there. Heats up both the top and bottom. And travels right along. So this is high density polyethylene. Heating at about 400 degrees. So this little heat fusion machine actually melts each side of the overlapping pieces to fuse them together, giving it that bond, that strength. Now the seam at the bottom of the deep end actually had to be cut, because if you've ever put a piece of paper into a bowl, you'll know that you'll get a wrinkle. So what Ron did here is he cut that wrinkle and then overlapped the two pieces and used a heat air gun to melt the two pieces and bonding them together, and then smoothing it out with a roller. Once Ron was done doing that, he then went to all the edges, every seam where there's a T-join, as well as that seam at the bottom of the pond, and he ground down all the edges just so that there wasn't a lip, so that he could prep it for using the extruder machine, which heats up plastic and then extrudes onto those joints, giving them the strength. So this is the fusion machine itself. Looks like some kind of gun from a sci-fi movie. Now there's a wire there, or it's actually plastic, a plastic wire that gets fed into the machine and then heats it up and extrudes it out the end, giving it that final watertight seal to ensure the entire bottom of the pond doesn't have any kind of leaks. It's much easier to correct it at this stage when it's dry, rather than to later find out that you do have a leak and you have to drain the pond and repair the joint. So it's the end of the day, the pond is done, and these guys are just waiting. Push, push. These guys are just waiting to get back in there. Go see your new pond. Come on, Barry. No, Lucy too.
Come on! Come on, kids! We're going live! Come on! Come in! Come on! Come on!
Oh, I don't think they can make it up. Oh, Patches!
Well, you guys kick butt today.
Wow, what a windy day. So it's current day, and so the pond here is as it sits. So the rock has gone around from this area here. We only had 2 tandem loads that went up to there. So we will finish the rest of it off that goes right around to that area. Now this shallower area here, where the animals go in at a nicer angle, the larger animals, well, and the ducks, some of them have tried to go down here and the rolling rocks have scared them. I think we're still unsure as to what we're going to put in that area, so that the liner is covered, but they have some kind of material that they can walk on. Now, this area here is going to be worked on next week, and what's going to happen here is around this area right here, there's going to be a waterfall. And that waterfall is going to go down into a smaller holding pond here. And then there's going to be a stream that goes out and around over to here, and then it'll dump into the pond here. I also picked up some colored lights, LED underwater lights. So I'm going to try that in this area here, maybe one onto the waterfall from underneath, and maybe another one down here shining out across. Maybe put it on a rock, mount it to a rock on this ledge and shoot it out into the water. So we'll see what's going to happen there. So that is it. There's the pond as it sits today. Now, of course, the water is still running. Well, it's not currently pumping out right now. The problem we had was it was sucking the water into this area here a little bit slower than we could pump it out. So the pump was cavitating, and it would just stop pumping. So what I ended up doing is underneath that little pail over there is a timer. So it goes on 15 minutes, off 15 minutes. On, off, and that seems to be enough just to reset it and reprime the pump. So it's obviously on its 15 minute cycle off at the current moment. So that material back over there is going to be moved out into this area to smoothen everything out once everything's all finished and everything's leveled out and looking good. So this area is the spot I was mentioning. Oh, one other thing is anchors. Anchors, I didn't get any footage of that to put in. But these here, there's anchors that run around the entire length of the pond, and they're drilled down, and then this is put in place just to stop any kind of shifting. And of course, there's the trench over there. It's currently filled in because Ron was using it to drive back and forth over top of that, but he is going to open that up afterwards. So those anchors, I wasn't here when, well, Tara was just kind of finishing the last one, but these are the anchors here. So it seems like a pretty long cable, and this goes onto the drill somehow, and goes down into the ground, and then this is at the top, and this, I guess, tightens up to hold the liner in place. So that's that. So there we go. The animals are, well, I guess I might as well give you a quick little, while I'm at it, because I really haven't shown any animals in this video. It's actually a nice day. It's a little bit cooler. It's 24 degrees. Barry, you want to be in today's video? Hi, bud. How you doing? Barry, snow. Oh, something else was Shanzi. Where is, I called her Pauline. There she is. It's not Pauline. This is Paula. And I guess Marlene and Marl and Paula, I guess I just kind of combined the names together. So this is Paula. And this is Shanzi, Shannon, or Shanzi for short. And the Turbo. The Turbo is here with Tinker. So they're relaxing. And Lambert over here. So everybody's just kind of hanging out. It's a nice afternoon. It looks like the kids and the goats are just kind of clearing up over in that spot there. And you can actually see the how high they've reached. You know, there's that line that runs right across, and it's brown down below and it's green up top. So that's as far as they can reach. So then the next point is to go in and for us just to snip off all of those dead small pieces. I don't know if you can hear Shanzy whining. Shanzy, what's wrong? Hey Fernando, how's it going, bud? So one other thing was, so from last video I showed you everybody that we had here. One of the chinchillas has a home, and the 2 rats, they found a home. So I was a little bit sad to see them go, but they need the attention and the love of somebody, and quite often we don't always have enough time to spend with every animal. You know, some along a lot more than others, but the rats and the chinchillas seem to kind of get off to the side, and we don't really spend the time that they need. So it's good to see them go to a good home where they will be loved. And I believe the other chinchillas also have a home. So that's kind of exciting. We get a lot of animals that come in, and unfortunately we can't keep all of them. We just don't have the room. You know, we have 10 acres, but it's the 10-acre woods, and our pasture land for larger animals isn't so much to support larger, a lot of larger animals. So over the last 2 years, we've had I think 7 horses, and we've found them homes. This tree is attacking me. And we found them great homes, so that's excellent, and we just want to keep moving forward. The animals that come in, we want to make sure that they get the love and the home and nurturing that they deserve. So that's it for this video. I'm going to get blown away here if I stay out too much longer. The audio is probably really crackly. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different than what I normally do because I took footage throughout the week. And I know a lot of you were excited to see how the pond was put together. So I hope I answered all of your questions. I believe I covered pretty much everything except the anchors, which I touched base on there a little bit ago. And if there is any questions that you have, please leave them in the comments below. So until next video, take care and have a wonderful week.